Hi friends, in this video we will be discussing section B of IGNOU Term and Question Paper December 2020. So first of all let us look at the questions. Now let us try to answer those questions. Okay, so first of all the fifth question is about labor supply. Okay, now first of all we are explaining labor. Labor is the human endeavor to transform raw materials into finished products. Okay, there are many types of labor. The first labor is physical labor, which is like doing work, include like making clothes. Then the spatial labor, transporting goods from one place to another. Then the third is labor of time, that is storing goods over the year or over a period of time. Okay. Then the features of labor. It is that it requires physical presence of the worker, and it also needs the present worker to be physically active during the working time. Therefore, because of this, the laborer will need relaxations between long hours of labor. Now, labor supply. It is the amount of hours of work rendered by a worker at a given wage rate. Generally, at lower wage rate, higher supply at higher wage rate. If the wage rate is low, the worker will be willing to supply more labor for a higher level of remuneration. But after a particular high wage rate, the worker might prefer more leisure. Okay, to enjoy the fruits of the toil they have endured. So, thus, the labor supply will reduce after a particular high wage rate. This causes the labor supply curve to be backward bending. In the labor supply curve, we represent hours of work in our labor supply in the x-axis and the wage rate along the y-axis. So for further things about this question, you can refer page number 15 and 16 of block 5 of IGNOU study material. Then the next question is regarding money. Okay, first of all, we are to differentiate between money and bond. First point of differentiation is that money is highly liquid. However, bonds or perpetual bonds are not liquid. The second point of difference is money does not yield additional income to the investor or the person in the form of interest. However, bonds they yield interest as a constant percentage of principal. Okay. Then the third point of difference is the value of money does not get wiped off. Okay. However, bonds value can get wiped off if bond prices fall. Bond prices, if they fall, value will get eroded. Then we are coming to the next part, the Keynesian theory of demand for money. According to this theory, money is demanded for the purposes it serves. Okay. And demand is proportional to the motives of holding money. The first categorization of motives is the transactionary demand for money. Here, generally people's income or earnings are discrete. They happen once in a week or once in a month or so. However, expenses are always almost continuous. We incur expenses almost daily. So this discrepancy causes need to store money to meet regular expenditure. This demand for money or this motive for holding money is called transactionary demand for money, and it is proportional to the money income. Higher the income, higher will be the demand. Then we come to the next type or motive, the precautionary demand for money. Here this motive is to hold money for special or unexpected events like sudden hospitalization of people, such things. This demand is also proportional to income. Higher the level of income, higher will be the level of precautionary demand. The third demand for money, which is the innovative idea of Keynes, it is the speculative demand for money. This demand arises, or this motive arises, from the desire to earn profits by investing in perpetual bonds, which, as considered by Keynes, are the only substitute for money. Okay, such demand is inversely proportional to interest. Okay, then we come to the, before I go, if you want more points related to question 6, you can refer page number 10 to 16 of block 8 of IGNOU study material. Now, the seventh question is regarding multiplier. Okay, the key points are, first of all, any change in investment leads to a change in AD, or the aggregate demand. This changes causes multiple times change to national income. This relationship between change in investment and change in income, or the number of times national income rises or falls due to a unit rise or fall in investment, is called investment multiplier. Okay, how many times national income grows when investment grows by 1 unit? This is called investment multiplier. Generally, multiplier is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC, which is also equal to 1 by MPS. To illustrate this, you can give any relevant illustration. Let us say change in investment is rupees 100 and MPC is 0.5. Okay. As per rules, the K will be 1 by 1 minus 0.5 will be equal to 2. How does this mechanism work? You will have to explain that also. If 100 rupees investment grows, income will grow by 100. Then out of this, rupees 50 will be consumed again, and therefore income will grow by further rupees 50, and the whole phenomena should be explained. For more details regarding this, you can refer to page number 27 of block 7 of IGNOU study material. The next question is regarding inflation. First of all, we should distinguish between open inflation and suppressed inflation. Okay, in regarding open inflation, the effect will be seen, or the effect of inflation will be seen in quoted price of good. That is, if this is open, price of goods will rise. However, in case of suppressed inflation, no impact will be visible in quoted price of goods. Then, under suppressed inflation, it happens mainly in controlled economy, where rise in prices of essential goods are artificially suppressed through public distribution system or many other methods. However, in open inflation, there is no peculiarity related to the effect in uncontrolled or controlled economy. For more detail, you can refer to page number 25 of block 7 of IGNOU study material. Then we are told to explain the causes of demand side inflation. The first cause is rise in government expenditure. How does the government incur expenditure? To build roads, bridges, or such things. Increase in expenditure leads to an increase in the number of people with money and also the quantity of money in circulation in the economy, because government pays people in order to do the construction of roads or such things. Then this causes increase in demand, and this increase is mostly met by rise in prices. Then the second factor is the Keynesian inflationary gap. Generally, incomes are earned by households, firms, or government. Expenditure will be equal to C plus I plus G, consumption plus investment plus government expenditure. Rise in government expenditure leads to rise in AD, naturally, which leads to an inflationary gap at the equilibrium point of national income. This inflationary gap is mostly met due to by a rise in prices. Okay. Then the third factor is deficit financing. Deficit financing refers to the printing of currency notes by the central bank or the monetary authority of a country. Generally, increased deficit financing leads to more money in the hands of people or more money in circulation in the economy. This leads to more demand, which is met by increased in prices. More money in the hands of people will naturally lead to a rise in purchasing power, which will naturally lead to a rise in demand. For more details, you can refer page number 28 and 29 of block 7 of IGNOU study material. Then the ninth question is related to demand. Okay, we are to explain what is demand, the law of demand, schedule and diagram. Demand, it is the quantity of a good which consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price during given period of time. Okay, demand, it becomes effective only if it is backed by purchasing power. Then the law of demand, which states that there exists definite inverse relationship between price of a commodity and the quantity demanded of it, other things remaining constant. Now you will have to explain this with help of schedule and diagram. Generally, the schedule will have to give the prices and correspondingly to the prices how much quantity the consumers are willing to buy. The curve will represent the quantity demanded along the x-axis and the price along the y-axis. It will generally be downward sloping due to the law of demand. For more details, you can refer page number 5 to 10 of block 2 of IGNOU study material. So this is all with our section B of the question paper. I hope you have gathered some useful points from the same. So we will meet in the next video to discuss section C. Till then, stay